I don't really get to stand up for myself. I mean, I have great teammates. I have a great support system. I got my hometown. I got my family that stands up.
Angel Reese is a real head scratcher in the WNBA. She's a total powerhouse, but she's also got some quirks that make her one of a kind. And let me tell you, when the media talks about her, they're way off base. They're focusing on the wrong stuff, and even Angel herself seems a bit lost. It's like everyone's got their eyes on the wrong prize.
I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person, it's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that. Like, it's not just because of one person.
The Rookie of the Year race is a perfect example of this media madness. They want you to think Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark are neck and neck, and some experts are even picking Angel to win it all. But let me tell you, it's not even close.
So you'd have to give the nod in my mind to Angel Reese.
We're talking because 8 consecutive double-doubles? Yeah, right now I'm gonna give a slight nod to Angel Reese.
You see, Angel Reese is a force to be reckoned with on the boards. She's breaking records left and right, including the WNBA record for most consecutive double-doubles, not just for rookies, but for all players ever. She's averaging 12.3 rebounds per game, which is more than any player has ever averaged in a single season. And her 5 offensive rebounds per game are by far the most in the league this year. She's leading the WNBA in second chance points and is truly a generational rebounder. She's already broken the record for most offensive rebounds in a season and is on pace to break the all-time record for most rebounds in a season. She has a natural instinct for where the ball will come off the rim and is likely to retire as the WNBA's all-time leading rebounder. She's so good that she made the All-Star team as a rookie, one of only 30 rookies in WNBA history to accomplish that. But here's the thing, a lot of her rebounds are coming from her own misses. It's like she's rebounding her own mistakes. Don't get me wrong, she's a beast on the boards, but is she really the best rookie out there?
Finding Cardoso, Reese with the offensive rebound and putback. Leading scorer tied now with Skylar Diggins-Smith.
Reese, the flip shot with the right hand, no good, but gets her own rebound again, goes through traffic and scores. Angel Reese. Carter lobs it inside, good post position by Reese. Double team by Magmagor, alters the shot. Look at Reese work to get her own second shot.
Angel Reese is missing a lot of shots, and it's not just because she's taking tough ones. She's throwing up bricks like she's never played basketball before. No finesse, no footwork, just brute force. She's trying to lean in and dunk the ball over defenders, but it's not working. She doesn't have any go-to moves, no post hooks, no up and unders, nothing. She's just attacking the basket blindly, hoping the ball goes in.
Minescu brought help over on Kennedy. Carter going in under.
Minescu off all screens, so she's not getting any easy looks.
Reese, short.
Now, sure, some might point to her double-double streak as very impressive, but let's take a closer look. A double-double is supposed to show that a player is having a big impact on the game, but in some of Angel's double-double games, she's shooting under 30% from the field. That's not a big impact. It's like she's getting the double-double by accident.
Allen chases it down over to Reese, up against Collier, rims out. How about another opportunity? Perhaps a third. Angel Reese paying it off.
But on the flip side, let's talk about Caitlin Clark. She's had a few games this season where she was really close to a double-double. Against Seattle, she had 23 points and 9 rebounds, but just fell short. Against Chicago, she had 23 points, 9 assists, and 8 rebounds. And guess what? She faced Seattle again and got 20 points and 9 assists. Now, while she didn't technically get the double-double in any of these games, let's be honest. These were some killer performances. She was dominating, helping her team win. Adding one more rebound or assist wouldn't have made them any more impressive. She was already a beast.
Clark airballs the 3, Smith keeps it alive. Clark with the shot clock fading, great look, and Smith.
Clark with the board.
Diana Taurasi has 48 triples coming into the game.
Logo!
But with Angel Reese, it's a different story. Sure, her double-double streak is impressive, no doubt. But there's something we can't ignore. Stat padding. A few times, when the game was basically over, she'd take a free throw or a shot just to get that 10th point. That's not a bad thing. but it does hide the fact that she wasn't playing very efficiently. Now, don't get me wrong, she's an amazing rebounder. One of the best in the league, but her scoring, not so much. She's taking way too many shots for how bad she is at making them. In fact, there were games this season where she took more shots than she scored points. That's crazy. Her shooting numbers are terrible for a player her size. She's shooting around 40% from the field, and that's way below average for a forward. Most forwards are shooting in the 50s or even 60s on two-pointers. Angel's just not as efficient as she should be.
Connecticut, Liberty, got the Aces sprinkled in.
I mean, they have beaten Seattle, they've beaten Connecticut, they've beaten Phoenix. Chicago missed Kennedy Carter tonight. We've ascertained that. The numbers speak for themselves, but there's another player that statistically of her career before she went down.
So, we've talked about how bad she is at finishing. Now, let's talk about her shooting. Angel Reese has tried 10 three-pointers this season and only made 2. She's basically a non-threat from the outside, and her mid-range shooting, forget about it. She just can't shoot. But that doesn't mean she won't get better. One thing scouts look for in a player is their free throw shooting, and Angel Reese is a great free throw shooter. She's hitting 73% this season and has a good track record in college. So there's hope that she can improve her shooting over time.
Dana Evans with the miss, Angel Reese with the putback.
KK Green, stolen away by Angel Reese.
Even though her numbers aren't great now, there's something scary about Angel Reese. Despite all her flaws, she's still scoring 12 points per game. Yeah, she's not doing it efficiently, but she's finding ways to get it done. And let's not forget, Angel Reese has always exceeded expectations. Remember the WNBA draft? She was picked 7th overall, while her teammate Camila Cardoso was the number 2 pick. But guess what? Angel Reese is now considered one of the top 2 rookies in her class. She's proving everyone wrong, and that's something to be afraid of.
I mean, whether you're Gaza, whether you're Israel, at some point, you have to decide who's going to be Rookie of the Year, Caitlin Clark or Angel Reese.
And speaking of proving people wrong, let's take a look at her standout performances. Because when Angel is locked in, she's practically unstoppable. Against Connecticut, she had 20 points and 10 rebounds on 80% shooting. Against Indiana, she had 25 points and 16 rebounds. These are just a few examples of what she's capable of when she's on her game. When Angel Reese is at her best, she's one of the most unstoppable players in the WNBA. If she can keep performing like this, she could be the most dominant player in the league.
8-point lead for the Sun, looking to improve to 11-1 on the season. Angel Reese, Lloyd, of course, screw up 15 miles northwest of Chicago and Lincolnwood, but turns it over once again. She's got a couple turnovers early. Put back for Angel Reese.
But dominance on the court isn't the only thing Angel is known for. Let's not forget about the rivalry between her and Caitlin Clark. It's followed them into the WNBA. They compete on the court, off the court, everywhere. But there's one thing they don't want to compete for: the title of most hated player in the WNBA. And unfortunately for Angel Reese, she's taken that crown. You know how some people love a celebrity while others hate them? Well, WNBA players aren't any different. A website called BetOnline decided to find out who the most hated player was. They looked at social media posts and found that Angel Reese is way more hated than anyone else. Reese has always been a bit controversial. She's outspoken and doesn't care what people think, and that's rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. She's even been involved in some drama on the court. Remember that time her teammate, Kennedy Carter, gave Caitlin Clark a dirty shoulder check? Reese thought it was great and didn't apologize. That made a lot of people mad at Reese. But she doesn't care. She's embraced her role as the villain of the WNBA.
And like, yeah, negative things have probably been said about me, but honestly, I'll take that because look where women's basketball is. People are talking about women's basketball, but you never would think that we'd be talking about women's basketball. Looking at that, like, I'll take that role. I'll take the bad guy role, and I'll continue to take that on and be that for that.
Saying, just because we play hard against each other doesn't mean we hate each other. It's just the game. And Rapinoe totally agreed. It's refreshing to see players call out the negativity and focus on the game.
I love Caitlin. I mean, we were just talking about that. Me and her have always been competing each other since we were in high school and just AAU days. I mean, I love that. And hopefully one day we can even be teammates and just understand that she's a great player, a great person, a great shooter, and I just love everything that she's doing.
Now, with all the respect and camaraderie, there's still a competition brewing. Let's talk about this Rookie of the Year race. The media wants you to think it's a close call between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. But let's be honest, it's not even close. The media is just trying to keep the rivalry going from college. Most people who watch WNBA games would agree that Caitlin Clark is the Rookie of the Year. She's leading the league in assists, she's a top scorer, and she's already one of the best point guards in the WNBA. She's a top 10 player in the league right now. And she's not just putting up numbers, she's helping her team win games. The Fever are a completely different team now that she's there. So, who do you think deserves the Rookie of the Year title? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you're enjoying the content, don't forget to give this video a like and hit that subscribe button for more.